GA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State in the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Today it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Dallas Cowboys. It's 3-0 versus 2-1, a good early season battle as we're underway in week 4. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Come on. Hit. This Cowboy 80.
Throwing to start the drive. Humphrey. That's caught. This is a Abanikanda. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Seven Pirates.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Dante Thornton, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles need just 2 plays on their opening drive to take the early lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30.
At their own 35-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. Now Herbert going to change the look.
Home troops right. Hey, ram.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. Trenton Simpson, well, he just flew in there to drop him.
At the 29-yard line.
Kappa.
It looks like they'll move things around here.
59. Hey, Ray. Ready.
Herbert. Now he's going to under pressure again, and down he goes again. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
Hey, don't go.
Here's Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. That one in the books as a 64-yard punt. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Humphrey. Over the middle here, it's hauled in by Watson. Finding room at midfield. He's still on his feet. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Christian Watson, 68 yards. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
Let's go.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Here's J.K. Scott set to do the punting honors. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
2nd and 6.
Mustang 19.
Operating from the gun, Humphrey. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. This is caught at the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Christian Watson with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Eagles have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
21-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Herbert going to change the play here.
Let's go. Hey, Ray. Ready?
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Dallas. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. But Charles, they're really stringing these possessions and scores together early. We're still in the first quarter, but if they can score again here, look out.
Yeah, and as you taught me when broadcasting games, one word we're supposed to avoid, and that's blowout. But that's exactly what's going on here. Down 3 possessions just the first quarter. That goes beyond any worst-case scenario we might have thought coming into this game. And another touchdown here, that should eliminate any hopes for any type of a comeback.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Come on. Hit. Ready.
Looking to throw. Humphrey. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25.
That's good for the Eagles.
Let's go
First
now.
down.
Pump 7.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. You look at this Cowboy defense against the pass, just numbers that they haven't liked. Number 30 in the league right now.
You know, when actors get ready for a scene, they often ask the question, what's my motivation? But what's the motivation of this group? What's their mindset? What's the problem that they have? Will they create an identity that allows them to get better?
They'll swing this out to Harvey. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Again, he'll drop to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Look at the big fella go. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there. 71 yards. And the Eagles are able to widen their advantage. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. And the returner down to a knee. This will come out to the 35-yard line.
35-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. They'll set up a screen for Bigsby. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming.
Set. Baylor tight.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Looking for London on the out route, complete. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. First catch here for London, and also a first down.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Set. Kappa, kappa, kappa. Set.
Here's Herbert. And this is incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Back to throw here, Herbert. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 31-yard line.
14 yards. And the Cowboys.
Herbert back to the air. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Herbert changing things up. Throwing on 2nd and long. Herbert. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Baylor. Don't stop. Let's go. Hey, Ray. Let's go.
Now it's Herbert. Now he'll tuck this and run. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now. So as they talk it over, we step aside. And no move to get Herbert off the field. They're going for this.
Hey, go lion. 12. Let's go.
They snap it to Herbert. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs.
Hey. 70 Timberwolves. 19 Tiger. 6.
Abanikanda on 1st and 10. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. That good for 19 and a first down.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
13 yards down to the 13. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And from the gun, here's Abanikanda. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Israel Abanikanda with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that makes this 35-0 now. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on fourth, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on fourth down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride to the offense this go around.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
5-9. Hey, Ray. Sit.
Herbert now. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Brings up second and 10 at the 40-yard line.
From the gun, Bigsby. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. The offense on third down, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Hey, you the most.
12. Go.
Back to throw. Herbert. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Not many boos just yet from this home crowd, but they may be starting soon, as I'm starting to detect an uneasy murmur through this crowd. This offense, they've been lifeless in this first half. And now here's another punting situation and a fourth down.
Hey, Ram.
Here we go on fourth. Herbert. That is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Take Bigsby. 53 yards. And the Cowboys take a chance, but they find pay dirt on 4th and goal. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
Well, it is still a lopsided score, so they're going to try a second quarter onside kick. Oh, the Cowboys recovered it. Yes, Cowboy football. Great job by the kick team there to get the football, but also don't forget about the man that started it, the lonesome kicker himself.
I love that you brought him into it, because he doesn't get nearly the attention he deserves. Oftentimes it's only when it's negative. In this case, he created a positive play for his team.
Line. Home to trip's right.
Throwing to start the drive. Herbert. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. How did he stay on his feet? And he is out of bounds inside the 35. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
And the Cowboys first down.
Kappa.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
We'll go 4 and goal. Hey, Kappa. 21. 5-9. Set.
Looking to throw. Herbert. Throw left side. There's London. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Drake London, his first touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21.
And then McPherson set to kick off.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Throwing to start the drive. Humphrey. Over the middle, complete. It's Watson. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Cowboy 80, Dragon 6, Trap 50, Trap 60. Cup 19. 18, Pioneer.
Back to throw. Humphrey. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Christian Watson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
2nd and 10. Now Herbert going to shift his guys around. On 2nd and 10. Herbert. That's going to be caught by Bigsby. Down the sideline he goes. And he is into the end zone for the Cowboy touchdown. Tank Bigsby with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Cowboys get a bit closer. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. We'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Mustang, 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Got his man, it's Thornton. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Let's go now.
3rd down, here's Abanikanda. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Back to throw now on 1st down. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot it. It's incomplete.
And in an afternoon where just about everything's gone right, there's an unlikely sight there. He's got a receiver all alone downfield, and he just overshoots it.
Gets it quickly out. And he lost the football. And the Cowboys have recovered. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing the danger lurks while you're doing so. And there's your end result right there.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And they do have terrific starting field position, but no timeouts to work with, so they'll need to operate quickly. He's got a man complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Drake London with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Cowboys get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Boy, still a half plus to play, but it is a two-score game. They're going to go onside kick early. And the Eagles dodge a bullet. They cover it up. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things and it won't come back and hurt them later. I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Jack Campbell with a pick. And the Cowboys are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line.
Intercepted. The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores.
380, 12, 12. Kappa.
Now Herbert going to change the look.
Let's go. 59. Go.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds.
At the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Out of the gun, Herbert.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
And this is going to be intercepted. And his crew will take over with the football at the 35-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Like it. Go. 70. Go.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
Pass right side, caught by Thornton.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
19 Tiger, 19 side, 18 Pioneer, 19 Lion, 7 Pirates, trap 50.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And did he get the feet down? Yes, touchdown.
Dante Thornton
In the final seconds of the first half.
and the Eagles will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just 1 snap of the football.
The final shot before the break for Herbert. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the third quarter. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
Bigsby with a carry to begin the series.
And some room to work. And he'll be stopped right at midfield.
A gain of 15 yards.
Now they'll audible to something else.
For a Cowboys first down. First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Hey, Kappa. Hey, Ray. 21.
From the 50, here's Herbert. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown.
From the 44 now, here's 2nd and 4.
St. Brown. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 44-yard line.
Let's go. Home troops right. Go.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 4.
Ready.
Justin Herbert looking to pass.
Now he's going to step up and run.
And that is caught at the 10-yard line. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out.
It's a gain of
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10.
first and goal at the 8-yard line.
Here's Herbert. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And the sack leads to roughly a loss of 6, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Herbert going to change the play here.
Hey, ram.
Another try after the first down sack.
Herbert. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
It's now 3rd and goal.
Five nine. Hey, go lion.
Herbert. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
They'll go for it. O'Connell.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Looking to put a drive together.
Turnover on downs.
1970 Timberwolves.
Throwing to start the drive. Humphrey.
He's going to launch this deep for Watson.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown.
Christian Watson
Taking it in. As his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that'll increase their lead to 28. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
34-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Now O'Connell.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And you can tell just by looking at him that this offense is a frustrated unit. Things are really unraveling here, and as a head coach, time to earn your paycheck. You've got to find a way to keep it together as that brings up another 4th down.
O'Connell here on 4th down.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete.
A nice throw there by the 4th-round pick, and he earns his guys a 1st down.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
On the handoff, Abanikanda.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Operating from the gun, Humphrey
Completes this one to Thornton. And the Eagles are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Ready? Let's go now. Ready, ready?
Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
Third. Let's go.
And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. A great play there. Keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Eagles have taken a 5-touchdown lead.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he returns this to the 22.
Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it, sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
And now an audible here into something else. Out of the shotgun, here's O'Connell.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
3 yards. That's good for a Cowboys 1st down.
Here's O'Connell looking to throw it.
And the screen unsuccessfully dropped it.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
70 Lions. Go trap. 19 Rodman. 19 Biden.
Now it's O'Connell.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Facing some long odds here if they hope to convert as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll only get this to about the 35, well short of the line to gain. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
is taken in by his big tight end.
And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Back now in Arlington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Here's O'Connell. Now he'll tuck this and run. And it's caught.
The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. At least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
3rd and goal, option right. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down.
Run! Let's go, let's go. Hey, easy. We'll go orange. Ready?
They snap it to Herbert. And it'll be intercepted. He's got daylight. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Throwing after the interception. O'Connell. And he fires one incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Now it's Herbert. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
Hey, Kappa. Go.
Back to throw here, Herbert. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
Baylor Tiger.
4th down for Herbert. Desperation time. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Cowboys here unable to convert on 4th down. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line.
The give now to Abanikanda.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Here's 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. 2nd
Looking to throw. Humphrey. That's complete right around the 8. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Ready, right?
1 yard is the gain. And the Eagles are now set up with a 1st and goal.
Hey, check that, check that. Ready? Go.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Eagles are going to be moving to 4-0 as they extend their lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've been stymied left and right, converted only one time. Here it's 3rd and 3. He's got his target. That's complete. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. Looking to put a drive together.
Let's go. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Trap 60, trap 60.
Following the fumble recovery. Humphrey. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
And he is going to have an Eagles first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
And they'll go again with Abanikanda.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
43-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and...
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. His big game continues. 10 catches now and another first down.
Here's Abanikanda. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22.
A gain of 12 yards. That's the first down.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And the Eagles are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
That's good.
Back to throw. Humphrey.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And this is a balancing act for a head coach with a rookie quarterback. You've got to walk a line with him. You don't want him getting happy feet, but you also don't want to rein in what worked for him in college. And here, he pulls it down, takes it himself, and takes it into the end zone.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for Philadelphia, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the